that you can listen to the talk. And applies to so many things today. So right now I'm going to turn you over to our incredible band and invite you to stand and sing with us.
1, 2, ready. I woke up this morning with my mind staying on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind staying on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind staying on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Walking and talking with my mind staying on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind staying on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind staying on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. You can't blame your neighbor with your mind staying on spirit. You can't blame your neighbor with your mind staying on spirit. You can't blame your neighbor with your mind staying on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. I woke up this morning with my mind staying on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind staying on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind staying on spirit. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. One more time. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
All right, we'll take a minute to greet some of those lovely faces out there. And if you're out on social media, say hello to us.
I talked with God, and they want more time to have socialized.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's do it.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am soul is welcome here. My 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 soul is welcome here.
My, if there was any doubt in your mind, please put it to rest. Your soul is welcome here. So I am Wanda Maddox, your practitioner of the day today, and I'm assisted today by Rona Biggs and all of the beautiful, wonderful people on all the teams that make this possible, not the least of which, of course, is our dear Reverend Andrea. And we're so glad that we're all here. We're glad that you're here, and we're glad that our virtual audience is here with us. And now let's join each other in prayer. Yes, a deep breath in, breathing in this beautiful morning. Regardless of where anyone is, we are one. We are connected. And we join here on Sunday mornings to remember and to be all that we can be. The connection is always there, and we are here today to remember, to be all that we can be, and to love, living the life that we are here to express. We are grateful for this opportunity. We are grateful for the connectedness. We're grateful for the Spirit within, always present, never alone, always ready to tell and give me the guidance I need for the next best step across now. And now, I offer gratitude and release these words into the law, and any who hear it and wish to claim it as their own may join me in saying right now, and so it is. Thank you.
You are the face of God.
You are the face of God.
I hold you in my heart.
I hold you in my heart.
You are a part of me.
You are a part of me.
You are the face of God. You are the face of God.
You are the face of God.
I hold you in my heart.
I hold you in my heart.
You are a part of me.
You are a part of me.
You are the face of God.
You are the face of love.
You are the face of
You
love.
are the face of love.
I hold you in my
I
heart.
hold you in my heart.
You are my family.
You are my family.
You are the face of God.
You are the face of love.
You are the face of
You
love.
are the face of love.
I hold you in my heart.
I hold you in my heart.
You are my family.
You are my family.
You are the face of love.
Let's sing that you are the face of love. You are the face
of love.
You are the face of love.
I hold you in my heart.
I hold you in my heart.
You are my family.
You are my family.
You are the face of love.
You are my family.
You are my family.
wrote this song in 2017 after the Orlando shooting. And if you don't know, Let Love Be Our Legacy is a campaign that got put together after that particular shooting that really targeted the LGBTQ plus community. I wanted to bring it here today because we're still in it, you know? And
with these eyes I will see, with this heart I will be, opening wide, turning inside. I am listening. With this love I will lead, with this grace I will breathe, deepening peace, fear I release. I am ready to receive. Spirit, know my name. Call me home and light these darkened days. Oh, Spirit, show your truth. Let love be our legacy. With these eyes I will see, with this heart I will be, opening wide, turning inside. I am listening. With this love I will lead, with this grace I will breathe, deepening peace, fear I release. I am ready to receive. Spirit, know my name. Call me home and light these darkened days. Oh, Spirit, show your truth in all we do. Let love be our legacy. Oh, Spirit, know my name. Call me home and light these darkened days. Oh, Spirit, show your truth in all we do. Let love be our legacy. Let love be our legacy. Let love be our legacy. Sing that again. Let love be our legacy. Yes, let love be our legacy.
It's a little hard for me to talk today. So, I'm sorry if you came to hear a talk on relationships alone. It's in there, it is. Think of it like this. You know those famous pictures of a stone dropping into water and the ripples going out? In spiritual terms, from my understanding of spirituality, any change that happens starts at the individual level. That's where it all starts. It can't start anywhere else, and so I'm on social media, for the center and for seeing grandchildren pictures and things, and so a lot of people are saying things like, when will this change? Which is a totally understandable feeling, but it's not effective. So I am walking this really weird path that I imagine many of you are as well, of being devastated, and it's my daughter's birthday today. So streamers are being hung as I speak, and there's cake in the fridge, and there are dead children. And so it's like, well, what do we as spiritual people do? And the song captured it, but I'll talk a little bit about what we do out there, but also more importantly, what we do in here. And so I brought you a couple of different things. I think so many, because I'm sitting there going, I don't know what to say. So I actually reached out to my girls. My girls have grown up in the Centers for Spiritual Living, and so, they know my job well, because they had to deal with people going, oh, your mom's the minister. And they're like, yeah, get away from me. But I reached out to them. They're all, adults now in their own lives. One of them is a teacher, a third grade teacher in Idaho. And that's not the one that I answered, actually. I said, you guys, I don't know what to say. Because right before I wrote that, my little darling 3-year-old granddaughter sang happy birthday to her aunt. So it's all of it, right? We're living in all of it at the same time. And so how do we hold all of that? And it's the same in personal relationships. We're with a person, whether it's a work relationship or a parent-child relationship or a beloved other relationship, unless they're a dog or a cat or a horse, they're difficult sometimes. And even dogs, cats, and horses can be difficult, but we forgive them so much easier. And so the difficulty of holding it all, of loving and being frustrated and all of the above. So this is what one of my daughters wrote. Relationship with the tapestry of humanity as it is, with all its amazing patterns and snarls. So the topic today is the Tao of relationships. She goes on and says, the Tao is the nature of the thing, the natural order of the path. So being in relationship with the horror as well as the bliss, being in relationship with the pain and the dark that causes such horror, as much as we are in relationship with the outpouring of love and light, is the call to action that comes to balance that dark. I would not be as happy, balanced, and aligned with spirit as I am today without knowing my addiction counter-self, the dark one. I had to thoroughly explore the story of her and develop and choose my way to be in relationship with her in order to be in relationship with my higher, truer, sober self. So she named it, right? Yeah. I'm pretty proud of that girl. Yeah, and you can tell from the writing, it's not been easy. It's not been easy, and it's not easy. And sometimes it's so wonderful to be alive and to be human and to be in love and to be sharing life with somebody or something that we forget that sometimes it's not easy, and we want it to just be easy. I do, don't you? Show of hands. You want it to be easy? I want it to be easy. And it's not. So there are a couple rules of the road that I brought to you today. One is a story you may have heard me tell. It's a story from my friend, Jack Cornfield. And Jack, when he was younger, had the great good fortune of being with the man they call the Dalai Lama of Cambodia. His name was Maha Ghosananda. And you may remember back in the day, some of you won't, Cambodia was in a genocidal war. And they killed most of the Buddhist monks and nuns in the country, as well as millions of other people. And so there were these refugee camps that were in Thailand from people fleeing Cambodia. And Maha Ghosananda was a Cambodian Buddhist monk of the highest order. And so he was one of the few surviving monks, and he was in this refugee camp. There were about 10,000 people in this camp. And Jack was there. I don't know why Jack was there. I never did hear that part. But he was there. And it was I don't even know if it's in Thailand. Now that I think about it, I think it was on the edges of Cambodia. So it was being guarded by the Khmer Rouge, the people that were killing everybody. And here's this little old monk, and he is witnessing the suffering of the people, and so he decides to have a ceremony. And he lets it be known, and the word traveled from family to family to family to family that there was going to be this ceremony at noon on this particular day. And of course the word got to the guards, and so what the guards did is they threatened that if anybody went, they would kill them. Kind of the tactic of the time. And so Maha Ghosananda was also threatened. And nevertheless, at noon, he walked to the center of the camp and sat down and began to chant. And the people in that camp had not heard chanting, Buddhist chants, in years. And the chant was, in Sanskrit and in Cambodian, hatred never ceases by hatred, but by love alone is healed. This is the ancient and immutable law. Over and over and over. And he just sat there chanting. That's all he did. He wasn't doing anything else. No rabble rousing, no none of that. And pretty soon, a few people joined him, and then a few people more, and then a few people more, and a few people more, and pretty soon the entire camp was sitting, chanting, hatred never ceases by hatred, but by love alone is healed. This is the ancient and immutable law, over and over and over. And the soldiers really didn't know what to do, so they just stood there. And then, very peacefully, everyone stood up when Maha Ghosananda finished, bowed to one another, and went back to their tents and their gardens and their lives. So, one of the laws of relationship, personal relationship, is love, right? Amber alert. There's an irony here, don't you think? Why don't we all silence our phones right now? Sorry, I have a poem, and so I had it on for that. Let me just silence that. You too. There we go. So, love personally. Let's talk about that for a minute, and the Tao of relationship, whether it's with a friend or whoever. In the ancient Tao, which was written around 600 BCE, before the Common Era, a man named Lao Tzu, which translates as old man, wrote a series of 81 stanzas that encapsulated the deep understanding that he was moving with. And so on a personal level, the recommendation that he offered was translated by one of my favorite teachers, William Martin, in the Couples Tao Te Ching. Lovely book for couples. And so this is not a direct translation of that stanza. It's stanza 4, but it's a transmission of what it would mean to you if you're in a beloved other relationship. Your love is a great mystery. It is like an eternal lake whose waters are always still and clear like glass. Looking into it, you can see the truth about your life. It is like a deep well whose waters are cool and pure. Drinking from it, you can be reborn. You do not have to stir the waters or dig the well. Merely see yourself clearly and drink deeply. And so William Martin's commentary on this is, you don't need 10 tidy tips to tantalize your mate. You need to look deeply into each other's eyes for 15 minutes, no less. Hold hands. Breathe deeply. No talking. Don't be afraid. What do you see? You too. 15 minutes. And so, to me, the takeaway on that one is there is a place where we know ourselves to be more than our personality. And that place in our tradition and in most of the world's wisdom teachings, that place is a love that has no boundary. So it's love that's become incarnated through our fortunate incarnation. And so that love, when we touch into it, is like a deep well or an eternal lake. It's absolutely pristine. It hasn't gone anywhere. It won't go anywhere. And when we're in relationship with anybody at all, really, we can touch into that and see ourselves reflected as love, and then look into the eyes of someone else and see the same thing. It's powerful. And so I had an experience this weekend. I've had family visiting, and we took them out to Lopez Island, which has, not super good Wi-Fi. And so my son and my nephew, who are used to being connected all the time, were struggling a bit because there were parts of the island we were on where their digital devices weren't working. I, on the other hand, was deeply refreshed. And so I watched the struggle, and as an aunt and a parent, it's very tempting to say, see how addicted you become to these devices. But no, I know that doesn't work. Instead, I looked into the deep well, the eternal lake of love that I have for these two boys, young men. And I said, wow, that is so hard, isn't it? They went, yeah. I said, well, what do you want to do? And they looked at me for a minute, because obviously they wanted to play their games. And I'm like, no, since we can't play games, what would you like to do? And they were like, blank. And I said, well, how about this? Why don't we go for a bike ride? Oh, let's go for a bike ride. Okay, and we went for a bike ride. It was beautiful. Love helps us to see what can be offered when we're clear about that love in us. See, the challenge, of course, is that we forget that all the time, right? And because of that forgetfulness, we can easily get stuck in the personality level of relationships of all sorts and really start doing us and them. You may have noticed. Well, if only they had blah, 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 then I would be blah, blah, blah. It goes like that. And we make them wrong. It's super easy to do. I did it just the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, there it is again. So what do we do with that? So besides being reminded on Sundays about this love that you carry around with you, that you are, one of the very practical things we can do is we can begin to practice this sense of oneness with everything. Maybe it's easier to start with, well, for me, it's easier to start with a dog. But, for you, it might be something else, a tree, a tulip, I don't know, another person that's not so loaded as your beloved other relationship. So you start practicing oneness. And what happens is what a very famous poet and mystic from India wrote about in the 1300s. He called it, "It Stops Working." And this is the poem. Look what happens to the scale when love holds it. It stops working. look what happens to the scale when love holds it. It stops working. So for me, what that particular poem is really important right now, not only in our personal lives, but in the life of our beloved country and the world, is we can hold other people at a personality level, and it's super easy to make anybody wrong. Doesn't take any time at all, really. But on the other hand, as a spiritual person, it's also a practice to see oneness, to see how we're connected, and to drop the judging, the scale, right, wrong, yes, no, good, bad, etc., and to be in a different place. Now, here's the thing. That probably feels ineffective. And to most people who are not on a spiritual path, it would seem ineffective, but it's not at all. It's not ineffective at all. Love is actually the grandest healing and revealing power in the universe. That's what our founder, Ernest Holmes, said. And so offering love and offering self as love is a very powerful way of being in a relationship with another and being in relationship with everything. It's allowing everything to be in the circle of care. And so, gosh, I have so many different stories and things about this. But what I really want to say today is that, for me, it's been very difficult this week. Even knowing all the stuff on, all the notes and all the poems and all the stories and all the truth that I know, it's still incredibly difficult to have such suffering front and center. And part of what's difficult is something that I discovered when both my parents died 6 months apart. And maybe you've lost someone. What's difficult is the world goes on. That's what's difficult for me. It's like it's this and that. It's this suffering and a birthday party. It's this suffering and I'm supposed to be inspiring. It's all of the above. And so one of the other spiritual principles in a relationship that maybe is having trouble and in the larger world that we live in is to understand that it's all of it and that our spiritual lives are meant to be so grounded in spiritual practices that we build a spiritual heart big enough that we can hold it all and witness it all and be with it all and not look away, but instead hold it with care and with great love, and then look to see what the next right thing is for us to do. Because, it isn't enough to say, when will this stop? It's rather, what can I offer? How can I offer something to the greater whole so that we can eliminate suffering? How can I be part of a solution that works for everyone? How can that be? And it's a very valuable question to take into meditation. It's a valuable question to walk with. It's a valuable question to ask your daughters about. To find a dialogue so that we can all talk and understand one another at such a level that love can be, once again, the container. So there's this poem that I brought you. I actually, when I first read this poem, I really didn't like it because I like things nice, right? I like things to be happy. I like things to be joyful, and most of the time I feel that way. And so when I read this poem called Kindness, I was expecting something else. And this is a poem by Naomi Nye. I don't know if you've heard of her. She has incredible poetry, but this one is called Kindness. And now I like it, but it took me years, so if you don't like it, don't blame me. Blame Naomi and then read it a bunch, and you'll get it. And you realize that for Naomi, this poem was actually written on the bus that she references with her fiance or her newly wedded husband, and they were trapped on this bus in Mexico for, I think it was like something like 18 hours. That, it's just an ungodly trip. And so she wrote this during that time. Before you know what kindness really is, you must lose things. Feel the future dissolve in a moment, like salt in a weakened broth. What you held in your hand, what you counted and carefully saved, all this must go, so you know how desolate the landscape can be between the regions of kindness. How you ride and ride, thinking the bus will never stop. The passengers eating maize and chicken will stare out the window forever. Before you learn the tender gravity of kindness, you must travel where the Indian in a white poncho lies dead by the side of the road. You must see how this could be you, how he too was someone who journeyed through the night with plans and the simple breath that kept him alive. Before you know kindness as the deepest thing inside, you must know sorrow as the other thing inside. You must wake up with sorrow. You must speak to it till your voice catches the threads of all sorrows and you see the size of the cloth. Then it is only kindness that makes sense anymore. Only kindness that ties your shoes and sends you out into the day to gaze at bread. Only kindness that raises its head from the crowd of the world to say, "It is I you have been looking for," and then goes with you everywhere like a shadow or a friend. So that's the last thing I want to leave you with is there's a movie right now playing, I forget the exact title, maybe you've seen it, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once or something. And it's fairly violent, so I haven't gone to see it, but my family did, and so I've heard about it all weekend. And so there's a lot going on all the time, right, as you might imagine. And then there's this point where it's been like this chaos, and then someone just simply says, "Be kind," and everything stops for like 30 seconds. Have you seen this movie? Yeah. Be kind. And everything stops. And everything stops, I think, as a metaphor for what happens when we're able to reach into that place that knows sorrow. Oh, there it is again. That knows sorrow, that knows suffering, that knows that the world is full of that, and witnesses it enough to be able to be kind to whoever's right in front of us or right next to us. Because we understand that none of us have been untouched by that kind of sorrow. None of us have had a life that was just supremely and only filled with love and happiness. And so we can look at other people and go, we share all of it. And the only solution is to love, to be kind, to be that place so that perhaps that idea spreads. So rather than do a prayer, because I did do a prayer on Facebook, and if you want to look at it, you can join the 650 other people that have. And I thought I would leave you with a poem by the same poet, Kabir. This is a poem that actually Ram Dass used to say frequently when people would ask him about the nature of suffering and what to do. And so I thought, what a great ending for today. And so it goes like this. Are you looking for me? I'm in the next seat. So just for a minute, look to your left and look to your right. I'm in the next seat. My shoulder is against yours. You will not find me in the stupas, not in the Indian shrine rooms, nor in synagogues, nor in the cathedrals, not in masses, not in kirtans, not in legs winding around your own neck, nor in eating only vegetables. when you really look for me, you will see me instantly. You will find me in the tiniest house of time. Kabir says, student, tell me, what is God? The breath inside the breath. The breath inside the breath is what we all have. The love that has no limit is what we all have. And we can access that, we really can. And so, all right, maybe I will do a prayer. Join me in this knowing. Setting aside all politics, setting aside all sides, coming into the one love that is resident within all people, within all things. I remember that. I remember the oneness. I remember that my neighbor, my friend, my lover, my work colleague, my animals, my everything is filled with love. And the minute I turn to that, it's there in the tiniest house of time, in my very being, love. Unbounded, unlimited, available always. And so I call upon that love now. I call upon it to be manifested through me. And if you would choose to allow it to manifest more fully through you, say yes in your mind. And I also call upon that love in the larger landscape that you and I travel in, to be available in difficult and easy situations to me, to you, so that we together can be the change we wish to see in the world, so that we can access love in even the most difficult of times. Through all that comes, let love be our legacy. I know that's my choice, and I'm grateful that I continue to choose it every day. Please say with me, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you. So we're going to have an offertory, as we always do, ahead of time for the wonderful donations that you all make, whether in the baskets or through the wonderful different means that you do. Thank you very much. And we're going to have some music. One of my favorites from Ricky Byers.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way. Everybody join in.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me
Do we have, there we go. I wanted to tell, I know we've got announcements, so everybody sit down. I promise they're short today. I know that there's a lot happening out there. We have a couple of really wonderful offerings that are coming up. But before I tell you about those, you'll notice that there's paper on the window there and on the door back there. And that paper lists the people who won bids for the Gourmets for God dinners. And I hope that was you. I hope it was you. But if you didn't see and you didn't get an email yet, and if you're part of my dinner, you didn't get an email yet, I've had company, you can look on the list and see who won. So that's fun. And thank you very much to everyone who bid and everyone who's offering a dinner. It raised almost $14,000 for us. It was amazing. Powerful. So we have a couple of things that I'd love to invite you into if it works with your schedule. One is that we have a trail restoration work party that's going to be happening June 11th. So it's a couple weeks from now. And we have these incredible trails back all the way down and around and through. And our landscape crew has been clearing and making those paths available once again. And there's some low spots that are kind of soggy, and we happen to have a lot of chips. So we're hoping that people will come and help us move the chips down onto those soggy areas. We have a lot of fallen branches, maybe you do at your house too, and we thought we'd line the trails so that they are more obvious, so that people could walk them and find them. So if you are willing to come and help on that, it's a Saturday, June 11th from 10 to 1, and we are providing healthy, hearty snacks. And in order to make sure that we have healthy, hearty snacks, we need to know how many people and if they're gluten-free or dairy-free or anything else free. So at the Ask Me desk in the back here, you'll find Andrea as well as some other folks, and you can sign up to be part of the trail restoration crew and let me know. Are you gluten-free, are you dairy-free, or something else free, so that I can make sure that we get snacks that work for you. That's on the 11th. And then Reverend Z, as I'm starting to call her, Reverend Zena, is offering a beautiful class, and it's really appropriate for the now. It's called Emerging from Grief. It's based on a book called The 5 Invitations. And it's not just about losing someone, although it is about that. It's also about any grief that we might have been carrying that we want to work with so that we can transform it and integrate it and be in a different place with it. So it's an incredible class. It's starting on June 8th, and that's a Wednesday, and it goes for 6 Wednesdays in a row. And it's an hour and a half class. It starts at 6 and goes to 7:30. And it's being offered in person here, but also on Zoom. To register for this, we would like you to, I'm looking to make sure I know, we would like you to register by the 5th, either at the Ask Me desk or online on our website. And it's at the registrations place for classes and whatnot on the website. There's a workbook that goes with it, and you can ask for either the free digital copy or we can print you one for $8. So let us know what you would prefer. And that's class is coming right up. So sign up. We already have quite a few signed up. We'd love you to be part of that class if it's something that will help you. And then every summer, I guess from my childhood, where summer school was really about art. And I'm not an artist, and so I would dread summer school because we would go and we would make things, like those lanyard things mine was a disaster every year. Or we would do weaving to make pot holders, disaster. But finally, about 15 years ago, I found soul collage, and I can do that. And so I'm inviting those of you who may be like me, if you would like to join me for a 4-week class on soul collage. We're going to be exploring our inner wisdom and allowing our psyche, that place where individual soul and love meet. We're going to be inviting that to speak to us through images. And Love to have you be a part of it. That's going to be offered on 4 Thursdays starting June 16th. And it's a 2-hour class because it takes that long. You can't rush art. That was part of the problem with summer school. The teachers didn't want to be there, and neither did I. So let's do this. Make that lanyard. You have 15 minutes. So this is a little bit more relaxed. And you can sign up for that at the Ask Me desk. And then men's group is meeting next Sunday? No, 2 Sundays from now on the 12th. At noon, and it also is integrated, meaning in person and on Zoom. And Philip, our live stream long-suffering tech, is there. Did it work? It worked. Okay, good. He can answer any questions you might have. Speaking of Philip, he is losing his one and only other live stream tech. She's moving back to the desert, and he really needs some help if we're going to continue to offer live stream live. And so if you would like to help Philip, if you have a little bit of technical knowledge, that's all you need, and he would be happy to train you. So that's that. I hope that's a good message saying they've found whoever. Other than that, I think you've got it all. Don't forget there's a recovery group that meets here on Wednesdays. They meet every Wednesday evening from 5:30 to 6:30, and it's a discussion group of the science of mind, philosophy, and recovery. All else you'll find either in your constant contact announcements, and if you aren't getting those, feel free to sign up for those at the Ask Me desk, or you'll hear more about them when I have more time. Right now, why don't we stand? Thank you for being here on this Memorial Day weekend, and we'll sing our way out of here.
Gonna climb this mountain, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. No doubt about it, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. Let's sing that again. Gonna climb this mountain, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. No doubt about it, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. Leave behind what's weighing me down, wash away what's holding me back. My heart is falling, face forward, feet on the ground, living in this courage I found. The sky is calling, gonna climb this mountain, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. No doubt about it, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. Leave behind what's weighing you down, leave behind what's weighing me down, wash away what's holding me back. My heart is falling, face forward, feet on the ground, living in this courage I found. The sky is calling, gonna climb this mountain, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. No doubt about it, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time, 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 one step at a time. So great to see your faces here today. We'll see you again soon.